Welcome back to the Presence of Being podcast. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in and listening. If you are listening to this on Spotify or Apple, you can watch this recording on YouTube as well if you're interested in doing that. I hope wherever you are listening to this, you are having a good day. Thank you for tuning in and letting this podcast be a part of your day. I think that this recording may be the most important recording I've made. Maybe not, but maybe it will be. This morning I journaled something and I was listening to an Eckhart Tolle video on YouTube and a few other videos, and I got inspired to make this recording, and that's why I'm making it. I've been asked before about what the process is like when I make these recordings, whether I plan out the kind of things that I'm going to talk about, or if it's just, I get inspired to make these recordings and then I just pick up my phone and film it. And although I do plan out these recordings, sometimes, majority of the time, I get inspired to make a video and I get excited to make a video and there's not much planning involved. I literally pick up my phone and start recording. So if you are listening to this and you have an interest in something, don't necessarily think you have to plan everything out before starting. Pick up your phone and just talk. Whatever it is you're passionate about, whatever it is you're interested in, if you want to make a video talking about it, talk about it. If you want to make a podcast, it's not that hard. Pick up your phone and start talking. If you feel inspired to create, and you're going to feel good. So in this video, I want to talk about my current understanding and the way that I resonate with manifestation, what I feel like works for me and what I resonate with, most importantly. And if you resonate with this too, then maybe you're going to get some value from it. And if you don't resonate with this, that's cool too. As I've said in many recordings, many videos, many TikTok videos, do what feels natural with you. Do what feels natural to you. If something clicks internally and you feel like you just deeply resonate with the information that's being said, that's great and you should follow that. If something doesn't click and it doesn't resonate, and for some reason you feel like it's not how you should go about it, then don't listen to it. Listen to yourself and do what resonates with you. Figure out what resonates with you, listen to yourself, and that's what you should go off. I am just sharing what resonates with me, what's helped me on my journey. And if you are tuning in, listening to me, thank you. And hopefully, like I said, this can provide some value in some way, shape, or form to you. That is ultimately the goal with all of these recordings. I am no expert when it comes to any of this. The only thing that I share are things that have helped me, things that I resonate with, like I said, and I'm just figuring things out as I go, and I listen to my intuition and I practice, things like meditation, other self-development practices that help me get to where I see myself going. Like building presence of being, for example. That's it. I don't have all the answers. I don't think anybody does have all the answers. That's why I said you need to be self-aware and just figure out what resonates with you. If the things that I say resonate with you, thank you. I'm glad. Thank you for being a part of our community, and thank you for tuning in and listening to these recordings. But it would be disingenuous for me to say this is the one thing you need to do in order to get this, or you need to do this in order to experience this. I don't think anyone knows fully. It's just based off their intuition and the things that they've experienced in their life. So like I said, figure out what works for you and figure out what feels natural for you, figure out what you resonate with, and then stick with that. So let's get into this recording. So I think a lot of people get into manifestation originally, and then they realize that their state of consciousness, their state of being, their thoughts, their emotions, the things that they're giving their energy and attention to matter, because it matters for a lot of reasons, but it actually has an effect on your life experience and the things that happen externally. In some way, shape, or form, you realize that the things that you think about consistently, your state of being, the things that you're giving your energy and attention to, and your life experience, the things that you experience externally, are linked. Internal and external are linked. In some way, shape, or form, they are linked. And slowly over time, maybe you learn that instead of complaining, instead of whining, instead of wishing things were different, by focusing on things like gratitude and implementing certain practices into your life, like meditation, for example, and other self-development practices, help you create more positive outcomes than negative outcomes. It's like you realize that you have more control than you realize. Maybe you start surrounding yourself with people and things in your environment that uplift you rather than bring you down. These are like the beginning stages or the beginning realizations that you have when you get into manifestation. At least that's how I see it. For a lot of people, they just become more conscious of themselves and the things that they do, their thoughts, and then they make changes in their life slowly over time that help them. And because you're helping yourself, you're going to notice slowly over time in a gradual process, because things don't happen instantly, but you're going to notice that link between inner and outer, and things are going to get better. Things are going to improve in some way, shape, or form. Even if you feel better internally, but things outside aren't changing that much, you're still improving. So that's what I think is like the first step when people get into manifestation and they start learning about all this kind of stuff. And I think this first stage, I guess you can say, is having an understanding and realizing that you can bring about positive changes in your life. Consciously, you can bring about positive change internally and externally by the things that you do, the things that you think about, the things that you're giving your energy and attention to. By focusing on more positive than negative, you can bring about more positive. And continuing on, I think a lot of people focus their energy and attention on a specific goal that they may have. They focus their energy and attention on a specific goal, and they think that that goal is going to provide them with fulfillment. You think that you're going to get all the fulfillment and all the satisfaction from attaining a specific goal, getting to a specific destination. That is like the assumption, as Eckhart Tolle says. It's like the assumption of very conventional levels of thinking when it comes to manifestation. I can do X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to get that goal. And once I get that goal, I'm going to feel happy, fulfilled, satisfied forever. And you hear this all the time on social media. I'm going to manifest this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to manifest this. I'm manifesting this. And it comes from a place of lack. And you can be successful at manifesting the things that you want. You can. But over time, you realize that there's always more. There's always more you want, and you're never truly going to feel fulfilled, or you're never truly going to feel that satisfaction by manifesting the things that you want externally. You can be incredibly successful at getting the things that you want, but if you think it's going to provide you with ultimate fulfillment and ultimate satisfaction, it won't. And this leads me on to like this second level of understanding. No matter what you get, no matter what you do, no matter what you achieve, ultimate fulfillment and ultimate satisfaction comes from within. It doesn't come from the thing that you're doing externally. You will constantly be chasing new highs if you think that fulfillment and satisfaction stems from an external goal or getting to a specific destination. It may be fulfilling for a short period of time, getting to a specific goal or reaching a certain destination, but over the long term, it's not. There'll be new circumstances, new goals, new destinations that you want to reach and attain, and that's just life. You'll constantly be chasing if you think that fulfillment and satisfaction is in the goal, in reaching the goal, in getting to the destination. And I'm repeating myself because that is important to understand. And think about this example in your own life. You may have successfully manifested the things that you want. You may have gotten the things that you want. But it just becomes normal and natural for you to have those things in your life right now because you've done it already. Think about the things that you once wanted in your life. Take a moment, be present, and think about the things that you once wanted that you now have. If you're being honest, you could probably express more gratitude towards those things. You probably have them. Maybe it's a trophy sitting on your shelf. Maybe it's a car sitting in your driveway. Maybe it's a relationship that you wish that you always wanted and now you have. It's normal. It's natural. You just have it. And you probably have other wants right now and goals that you may have and things that you want to strive for. Maybe if you're someone who creates content online, maybe it's a certain number of followers that you always wanted, and maybe you have it now. if you're being honest with yourself, there's probably a new follower count that you want. There's probably a new car that you want, or there's probably new this, new that you now want. Maybe at one point in the past, you thought that the things that you have now would provide you ultimate fulfillment and ultimate satisfaction. And maybe it did provide that short term, like for a couple days or a couple weeks or a couple months. But over the long term, it kind of just became normal, became mundane. And now you want something new. You want something bigger, something better. This is what happens when you manifest from a place of doing rather than a place of being. Because doing is egoic. It comes from the mind. Ask yourself truthfully and honestly, why do you want the things that you want? People don't ask themselves that question. Maybe you want the things that you want because you think you'd look cool if you had it. Maybe you want the things that you want because you want to impress certain people. Maybe you want to impress your friends or your family. Maybe you want to impress an ex. Maybe you want to impress this person or that person. Maybe you want people to think you are someone you're not if you had the things that you want. Ask yourself these questions and see what comes up. Be truthful, be honest. Like I said, you can manifest whatever it is you want through doing. You can manifest whatever it is you want through this egoic sense, from this egoic perspective, from the mind. But you're not going to find true fulfillment and true satisfaction in the things that you get when you're manifesting this way. And that's just the truth, at least in my opinion and from my perspective. Go out, do you, manifest the things that you want. But if you think that it's going to provide you with all the fulfillment and all the satisfaction, you're in for a surprise, because you're always going to want something more. You're always going to want something more when it comes from ego. Something will always be missing when you're going about it from this perspective, when you manifest in this way. It's like you're constantly chasing for something externally and you're constantly trying to fill a void. And we see this happen all the time. People get the things that they want, they manifest the things that they want, but they're depressed, they're sad, they feel empty inside because they hope that they would get a certain buzz or a certain feeling long-term from the things that they got externally. And guess what? It just didn't happen. Realize that getting what you want is not going to provide you with that ultimate level of satisfaction and fulfillment. It may be a byproduct of something deeper, but it doesn't come only from getting to that goal, reaching that destination. The foundation of true manifestation and fulfillment comes from the realization that you are full, whole, and complete now in this moment. And when you manifest from being, then your soul is going to feel complete. You're going to feel good regardless of anything that you do externally. And you're rooted in security. You're rooted in this place of fullness and wholeness. When you manifest through doing, it comes from a place of insecurity. When you're manifesting through ego, it comes from a place of lack. So start aligning doing with being by connecting with presence and being more in the moment. You surrender and you let go completely of any attachment. And by doing this, when you get present and still, you connect with the higher power, you connect with God, and whatever wants to express through you will express through you, and you're going to be enthused to do whatever needs to come out of you. It's going to feel like something's boiling up inside of you, and whatever needs to come out will come out. And you're going to create whatever needs to be created through you, and it's going to be what you want to do, and it's going to come from a place of fullness and wholeness and security, like I said. By connecting more deeply with presence, practicing things like meditating, being more in the moment, you're going to feel inclined to do certain things, and it's going to feel effortless. It's going to feel in alignment, and it's going to come from this true level of fulfillment. You're going to feel fulfilled in the things that you do. It's going to be things that you want to do, and the things that you manifest are just going to come from this deeper level. And naturally, you're going to act and just take action that helps you get to the place that you want to get to, but it's going to feel like it comes from this higher power, higher level. It's going to feel divine. It's going to feel effortless. And you align doing with being. So you're taking action, but it's coming from security. It's coming from wholeness. It's coming from fullness. And it's hard to even put into words, but you're going to know when you're in this rhythm and when you're in this flow, when you align doing with being. It comes from this place within yourself. It's not ego wants. It's not like, I want this, I want that. And you don't actually know the reason why you want those things. You're doing things organically and naturally, and you have this zest for life because you're backed by something higher than you. And that's like the next level, the deeper level, at least in my eyes. And if you resonate with this, that's great. If you like get light up by this kind of information, that's great. It's meant for you. And if you're not, then again, that's cool. I'm just talking about, like I said, and I'll reiterate this, but like this is just from my perspective and what I resonate with. When you align doing with being, you get present, you get still, and you feel called to do something that comes from this higher place. It comes from security. It comes from fullness. It doesn't come from a place of lack or from ego. You're going to be enthused by the things that you do. It's going to feel effortless. And you're going to feel complete. Like your soul is going to feel good. You just surrender to what it is you are supposed to do. And it's going to be what you want. It's still going to be what you want, but it's just going to be backed by something deeper, something more significant than like ego wants. Oh, I want this flashy thing. I want this flashy thing. I want this amount of money. I want this follower count. I want this. I want that. I want this. I want that. It's not like that because again, you're going to feel lack and it's never going to feel like enough. You're never going to feel full when it comes from ego. When you align with being, you get present and you align with being, you let God do what it wants to do through you. You let the divine create through you. And this is going to be what lights you up. You're going to be enthused by the work that you do because it comes from this deeper place, like I've said. People manifest from a place of lack, and we see it happen all the time. People manifest from a place of lack and they want to get the things that they want. And you can go out and manifest the things that you want. If you have a goal, go out and do it. That's awesome. It's empowering, but it's short term. Because if you think that you're going to get all the fulfillment and all the satisfaction out there, it's just not the case. It comes from within. And when you root yourself in being and you align doing with being by being present, being still, you are going to feel called to do things and it's going to feel effortless. And that's true fulfillment. That's true satisfaction because it comes from a place of security. It doesn't come from ego. When you come from this place of security and fullness within and you don't lack anything, and you aren't chasing the things that you want externally, and you practice things like meditation and presence, and you're doing all the right things, you're eating the right foods, you're doing things that just uplift your level of energy and increase your level of vibration. You start hanging around people that uplift you, and you stop spending time with people that drain your level of energy. True creativity and passion is going to come from that place of security, not from a place of lack. True authenticity comes from that place that you're going to find within when you get present, when you get still. It's not, oh, I want this, I want that because somebody else has it. You do what's right for you by connecting with yourself internally through presence, through stillness. And trust me, I know this sounds super spiritual and like woo-woo weird, but it is what it is. This is what I resonate with, and this is what has helped me. Literally, like this understanding has helped me so much. And just like by spending time in presence by myself and like figuring out who I am, like you just get these downloads and inspiration to do certain things, and it feels inspired and people are drawn to it because it comes from this authentic place. People who are themselves, people who glow, and people who just radiate this certain level of energy, you can tell. And I feel like most of the time it comes from a place of fullness. They're just not lacking anything. They aren't chasing anything. They're just themselves and they're creating, and it feels and looks effortless. And it's because, at least in my opinion, they're doing the inner work. When you do the inner work, it's going to shine through externally. When you move beyond ego and you go deeper, you just feel it. You just feel it. When you operate with this level of fullness and completeness, your heart's desires are going to come to you. You're just going to get downloads and inspiration, and you're going to feel enthused by the things that you're doing, and you're going to work. It's not like you're not working. It's not like you're going to not take action. You're going to want to act. The action that you're going to take feels inspired. It feels alignment because it's coming from your heart. It's coming from deep within you. It's not egoic wants. The second that you strip back all the layers and when you remove all the false ideas that you had about yourself, all the attachments, all the insecurities, you become more connected with who it is you truly are at your core, and you align with your heart's desires. That's when you just feel naturally confident to be yourself. You are yourself. You return back to being yourself, and the things that you do feel effortless. Things are expressed through you, and you start doing what is meant for you, what you feel called to do, what you feel inspired to do. Instead of thinking that you need to chase things and struggle to get to a certain destination or to a certain place, imagine how good you are going to feel when you feel called and inspired to do certain things. You get downloads to do certain things, and it's going to flow and be in rhythm when you act because it's naturally expressing through you, through your heart's desire, because you're operating from this certain level of energy where you know you're full, whole, and complete right now. Like, that's the point that you can get to by connecting with stillness and presence. So all this to say, if you feel stuck in whatever it is you're currently doing, or maybe you lack purpose, let's say, by connecting with stillness and presence, over time, if you do it consistently, you are going to get inspiration. You are going to get downloads to do certain things that align with your heart's desire and not egoic wants. And if you act on that, which you will naturally, and you're going to want to act on that, you are going to feel enthused by the things that you do, and it's going to align like just with who you are at your core. And it's going to come from a place within, and it's going to make your soul feel good. It's going to fill you up inside. It's not going to come from a place of lack. It's going to come from a place of security. And also realize that if you're doing things right now that you don't feel called to do, or that doesn't feel in alignment, or you feel lost in some degree, that's okay. Everything is a journey. Everything is a journey. You're learning certain things. You're getting better. You're growing. You're developing. You're evolving. And all the skills, all the lessons that you're learning now are going to help you when you finally do the things that you feel called to do, or do things that are in alignment with you and what it is you should be doing. There's always another way you can look at it that is going to be beneficial to you. Choose to perceive the things that are going on right now in a positive way, and you are going to notice positive effects later down the road. Everything happens in divine, perfect timing. And if you're in a season right now that you don't want to be in, or you're waiting for something to happen, patience, because you're learning certain things. Be present enough to be aware of everything that's going on around you and soak it up like a sponge, because there are certain things that you could be going through that are going to help you later down the line. And you just have to reinforce that mindset. When the things that you do come from this inspired place, from this place of fullness and wholeness, not from this place of lack and insecurity, and you're rooted in being, the things that you need are going to come into your life. The people that you need to speak to are going to come into your life. It'll be in your sphere of reality, or in your field of awareness. You'll just know it. Just like you're going to take action automatically that helps you get to the places that you want to get to. And again, it's not like you're chasing anything. It's just naturally going to happen. Things are going to fall into place for you, for your betterment, because you're in alignment. You're connected. You're connected with being. Notice that when you manifest the things that you want right now, or attempting to manifest the things that you want right now, sometimes it feels like a struggle. Sometimes it feels like you have to force things to happen. There's no force. It's effortless when you align yourself with being and you operate from this place of fullness. It's an incredible feeling. And it all starts with just connecting yourself with being by being present and realizing that you don't lack anything. You're whole, full, and complete now in this moment. And meditating presence, it helps you get to that point, at least from my experience. So basically, all this is to say surrender. Connect with presence, connect with being, and align doing with being by getting still, getting present. And you're going to feel called to do certain things. You're going to feel inspired to do certain things. You're going to get downloads of information. And people, things, circumstances are going to come into your life that help you get to the place that you want to get to. And it's going to come from your heart. It's going to make your soul feel good. It's going to be your heart's desires, not egoic desires. When you get still, when you get present, you can manifest successfully through ego. You can, but don't expect it to make you feel fully satisfied. Don't expect the things that you want externally to make you feel fully fulfilled. When you align doing with being and you come from that place within, that's when you're going to feel fulfilled, because you're full, whole, and complete now. And the awareness of that increases when you connect with being and you get still internally. I really hope this makes sense. I have no idea. It makes sense to me. It resonates with me. And hopefully, like, my intention before recording this was like, I hope I can get this across in a way that resonates with somebody. And that's it. Fulfillment is here. It's within. By being present, you connect with that fulfillment. That's it. That's all I really want to get across in this recording. If this makes sense and this resonates, let me know. If it doesn't, let me know, and I'll try explaining it in a better way. But this is just my current perspective when it comes to manifestation on a deep level. Of course, you can get the things that you want, but do you really want the things that you want? Why do you want the things that you want? Go out and get the things that you want. But if you want what your heart wants, connect with presence and connect with stillness, and you're going to be enthused by the things that you do. And the world, the universe, is going to conspire in your favor and help you get to those places. That's at least how I perceive it and how I think of it. And like I said at the beginning of this video, if you resonate with this, great. If you don't, great. Figure out what resonates with you. This is my current understanding of this. It may change tomorrow. I'm still figuring this out for myself. Talking about it helps me understand it more, and also by sharing it with our community, hopefully, if you do resonate with it, you can take something from it and apply it to your life and the things that you're doing. That's just how I perceive it and how I am currently understanding it as I continue to build what I feel called to do with Presence of Being, for example. But this may change in a month. This may change in 2 months. This may change in a year from now. We're all on our own journey. We're all on our own process. And it's just about being yourself and figuring out what resonates with you internally. So I hope this video, this recording has provided one piece of value. If it did, let me know. Thank you for being a part of the Presence of Being community, and I will see you in the next video.